Tonight on SUTV News, tips from the Career Center on how to have a productive spring break.
And a special pageant winner is in studio with us.
I wonder who that could be. All that and more right now. Thanks for joining us on SUTV News. I'm Holly Harrer.
And I'm Avery Quinn. Spring break doesn't just have to be about binge watching Netflix, vacation, or picking up some extra cash. Seniors and juniors could use the time to get ready for their futures with some Career Center tips. Seniors can work on polishing up their resumes, plan on attending Career Center events, and research job opportunities. Juniors can start networking and planning summer internships. Get your future in gear with some of these ideas, then take a break to have some fun too. There's time for both. Be careful if you plan on traveling during spring break. Here's Ian Fitzgerald with some tips on how to travel safely for your spring break getaway.
Now more than ever may be the time to plan accordingly if you are traveling anywhere on the East Coast. The threat of the Zika virus is passing through all of the Americas, and health officials are advising to check and even reconsider the locations you may be traveling during this spring holiday. CNN has been tracking the virus, going so far as to broadcasting educational advisories.
Here's what we know about Zika. Some of it will frighten you, but maybe not as much as you think. It's a mosquito-borne virus, part of the same family as yellow fever, West Nile, chikungunya, and dengue. As things stand now, there is no vaccine to prevent Zika or a medicine to treat the infection. The most common symptoms include fever, rash, headaches, and red eyes. But 80% of people who get Zika won't even know they have it. That's right, there are only symptoms in 1 in 5 people. Now, the virus is spreading quickly across Central and South America and the Caribbean. What makes Zika so scary is this alarming connection between the virus and microcephaly. That is, babies being born with heads and brains that are too small. In Brazil and several other Latin American countries, they've become concerned enough they have asked women there not to get pregnant. In the United States, pregnant women are being told to postpone travel to any of these countries. In case you're curious, this is the bloodsucker everyone's after, the female Aedes aegypti. She's an aggressive biter that, unlike other mosquitoes, feeds mostly during the day. For example, she's different than the mosquitoes that transmit malaria, who like to feed at night. That's important because bed nets won't help as much here. The best way to prevent infections is using insect repellent with DEET, wearing thick long-sleeve shirts and long pants, and staying inside in screened, air-conditioned areas as much as possible.
With the virus recently being reported in the U.S., the CDC suggests taking extra caution when going outside in the upcoming days of warmer weather. For SUTV News, I'm Ian Fitzgerald, hoping you have a safe and healthy spring break.
Scientists are working on finding a cure for the virus. Doctors have hopes for a cure later this year.
Grace B. Loers Elementary is making high marks for lab schools. Haley Luke has the story.
This Elementary Lab School, or GBLOS as it's known, is this year's outstanding laboratory school in the International Association for Laboratory Schools.
And there are like over 100 lab schools in the United States, in Puerto Rico, but also some as well as in China, Japan, Jamaica, and Canada. But the award, therefore, is through the International Association of Laboratory Schools, the 2016 Outstanding Lab School Award.
It's called a lab school because SU education majors use it to observe students and teachers in a real classroom environment, and it's a big draw for future teachers looking for a college to attend.
I knew that once I started my observations, starting sophomore year, I would be able to walk right from Shippen Hall down the stairs through a flight of double doors, and I was in elementary school.
And for education majors, the school serves another purpose.
It feels more like a family. It's very apparent from the moment you sign in the office, whoever's at that desk, they know you, they see you when you observe, they remember you, they ask you how classes are going, let alone them as well as the teachers. So it's not a surprise to me that they're receiving the support, and to me it kind of makes me feel fortunate that it's like I get to be a part of that family.
and the award as a source of pride for all associated with the school.
So affirming for the faculty and the retired faculty and past directors. It's so affirming all that they've put in place over the years to make it such a strong lab school, but also just such a loving, caring environment every day for our students. So
If you want a role model to observe, GE Blues is the place to do it.
Shippensburg is one of 3 schools in the nation with a laboratory school on their campus. For SUTV News, I'm Haley Luke.
Faculty and staff were notified about winning the award just last month. The John L. Grove College of Business became AACSB accredited in 1981, and it keeps its accreditation to this day. This allows Grove to give undergraduate, master's, and doctoral degrees in business and accounting. The AACSB, or Association to Advance Collegiate Schools of Business, has only given accreditation to about 5% of the world's business programs. Despite that, Grove has managed to uphold their status for over 3 decades.
A new Miss Philadelphia was crowned this Saturday night, and it just so happens to be my wonderful co-anchor, Holly. Holly, congratulations.
Thank you so much. I'm very excited and lacking sleep, as you may know. But my last stop on my media tour happened right here at SUTV with my good friend Julie.
Thanks, all. Last night, we sat down to talk about her weekend. She came back to school from a whirlwind media tour to give her take on how she balances a crown and a book bag. Take a look.
The new Miss Philadelphia 2016 is Holly Harrow.
After the dress is hung up and the crown is put in a safe place, Miss Philadelphia switches her high heels for a book bag. Holly Harrow's dedication to pageantry is mirrored in her dedication to school. As a communication journalism major, Holly has been an active member in SUTV for 3 years. She's been news director, producer, and anchor, but her 2 worlds are not that different. After Holly was crowned on Saturday, she switched from her anchor seat to that of interviewee during her media tour.
I would say that pageants are what's prepared me to become a better communicator. Through being in pageants, I've done a lot of community service. I've talked to people of so many different walks of life and different diversities. So I think that's what's prepared me to be comfortable in front of a camera, thus talking to even more people. I'm not talking to them directly, but they see my face, they hear my voice. And so I think that's part of what has made me a better communicator.
To keep her Miss Philly duties and school life balanced, Holly must know her limits.
It is okay to say no to events and let people know that, I have school or I have an exam coming up I really need to study for.
Holly will spend the rest of the year serving as Miss Philadelphia, but in a few short months, she's trading her crown for a graduation cap.
I'm getting to the finish line for school first. I've already kind of, I have this crown, but I'm planning on what I'm going to put at the top of my graduation cap.
After graduation, Holly's future rests in the hands of a panel of judges when she competes for Miss Pennsylvania in June. After that, it's back to the job search. For SUTV Entertainment, I'm Julie Ratcliffe.
All right.
Oh, well, that was so cute. Oh, so nice. Julie, welcome to the desk.
Thank you. So, Miss Holly, how does it feel to be Miss Philadelphia 2016?
It's awesome.
Yeah.
I will tell you, I've been lacking sleep, and I've been trying to get back to everybody as fast as I can. It's very tough, but I'm trying to manage my time as best as I can and know when to rest and just taking it a day at a time.
I'm sure your Facebook is just blowing up.
It is.
Constantly.
It's awesome.
Well, tell me a little bit about your platform that you ran on.
Sure. My platform is called Inclusion Starts with I. It's an advocacy program that I started that is just promoting disability advocacy in our communities and disability rights. So basically, I challenge everyone to befriend somebody with a disability, and whether it's taking them to play a pickup game of basketball or going shopping with them, it's just a way of getting people with disabilities into the community more and finding ways to acclimate them with their surroundings and how we can include them more in our everyday life.
Well, I am impressed. Good for you. So, you're Miss Philadelphia, but is there anything you want to tell SHIP students that, you could help them with?
Sure. SHIP is my home. I've grown to, build a family being here in Shippensburg with all of you and, my roommates and peers and everything like that. And so one thing I would love for the Shippensburg community to know is that I might be Miss Philly, but I represent Shippensburg University in everything that I do. And so I would love nothing more than to be an advocate for the disability community right here in Shippensburg, however that may be. So if you have an idea of something I can get my hands on, let me know and I'll be there to help you.
All right, well, congratulations, Holly, from myself and your entire SUTV family. We couldn't be more proud of you.
Love you guys.
This is a great accomplishment, really, truly.
Thank you so much. When we come back, we'll go back in time to the 1970s.
And the Equestrian Club is doing more than just horsing around.
I'm Keith.
I'm Ryan.
And we are going to show you a game called Ding for Ryan and I. Kaylin is going to ding us, and our scene today is the Titanic. So, let's go. I'm so excited to be on the Titanic with you.
I know, it's only a little cold. Like, I've gotten really used to it.
Ding.
It's only really hot. What? I thought we were in the north.
Ding.
It's only really cold. We should just go to hell.
Let's try to not do that, okay?
Okay, well,
you know what?
Let's just look off on the coast and just
It's so
look on the
beautiful.
water. Here, let's just do some cool flying stuff.
Ding on action.
Let's just do some cool flying stuff, because I know that's what we love to do here.
I've never flown before.
Well, then you should probably do it differently. This is wrong. You're going to die.
Oh, okay, thanks.
Yeah, sorry.
You know what? Do you want to listen to some music?
Yeah, do you have any?
No, but I heard there's a live band.
Ding.
I heard there's people who play music on occasion.
Ding.
Some people just yell really loudly.
Oh, so like they're just kind of like, la 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 la!
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's a new trend.
That sounds really, really awesome. But I think we have a problem.
What's that?
Do you see that out there?
What's that?
To me, it looks like a giant piece of ice.
Ding.
When it comes to Ship's Equestrian Club, there's no such thing as horsing around. Joe Rodriguez has the story.
The club has come a long way since Amanda Trevel founded it last February. Next weekend marks the first time the club hosts a show for the Intercollegiate Horse Show Association.
We normally don't have to host a show our first year, but our coach really wanted to.
This opportunity gives Amanda the chance to improve as an equestrian.
I never really competed that much just because I didn't have my own horse. Or if I did compete, it was just every once in a while, and it was more just for like fun. But I think I've really improved since I started competing.
The competition brings new challenges for the team.
With the IHSA, it's a little more trickier and like more intense because you just hop on a random horse and because they assign you a horse and then you just hop on and then you don't get to school, so you sort of have to figure out how they work while you're already in the arena competing.
The Equestrian Club is competing with 11 other schools to see who comes out on top. For SUTV News, I'm Joe Rodriguez.
The IHSA show is March 12th at the Swan Lake Stable. Dress codes aren't on campus today, but before 1970, Ship students had strict rules to follow. Aaron Reese got an inside look.
Boots and heels. These are just some of the clothing options that girls on campus are wearing today. Shippensburg University is going back in time and taking a closer look at the dress code that was implemented on campus back in the 1900s with a display in the library.
It's an exploration of how the dress code on campus changed from the 1940s until it was abolished in 1970. So there will be photos of the different eras illustrating what women wore. The dress code was primarily aimed at female students, and it will also offer an explanation of how their dress meshed with the regulations that were in place. The dress code was abolished by the Student Senate in March of 1970. So if you look at photos in the yearbooks, students were dressing as they pleased, really, and going sort of against the rules that were written down in paper before that, sort of by the mid to late 60s. So I feel that policy finally caught up with practice by 1970.
Students have the freedom of choosing what they want to wear, whether it's dressing up or just wearing sweatpants to dinner.
Back in the mid-1900s, women were required to wear dresses that went below the knee.
With special dress requirements, my outfit would have been unacceptable to grab food at Kreiner.
Student dress is definitely very casual. It's all about comfort, what do students want to be in so they can go to class and go work in the library with their lab partners and not have to worry about being fussy.
The display will be up for the entire month of March and is on the lower level of the library. For SUTV News, I'm Erin Reese.
The display is now open to students.
Debris found in Mozambique is thought to be part of a missing plane.
And a drought in Costa Rica has impacted the native monkeys. That and more in World News.
Debris recovered this week is thought to be from missing Malaysia Airlines flight MH370. American tourist Blaine Gibson made the discovery on the southern coast of Mozambique. Experts plan to disassemble the piece of fiberglass in search of a serial number from MH370. It has been nearly 2 years since the plane and its 239 passengers went missing over the Indian Ocean. Canada has fulfilled its promise of resettling 25,000 Syrian refugees. The government missed its original deadline to bring in 25,000 refugees by New Year's Day. The Minister of Immigration, John McCallum, says it was a necessary delay. McCallum says he'll now focus on helping newcomers find housing and jobs. The Canadian government plans to admit thousands more privately sponsored refugees in 2016. Severe drought is killing monkeys in areas of Costa Rica. 9 monkeys have died in the past 2 weeks. The surviving monkeys are being treated on scene and transported to shelters by veterinarians. Rescue teams are introducing substitute mothers to the young chimps at the Costa Rican Animal Rescue Center in hopes of reintroducing them into the wild. And finally, Bugatti says it's about to break the record for the fastest car in the world. The French car maker revealed the car they call the Chiron Monday at the Geneva Motor Show. Bugatti promises it to be faster and more powerful than its previous models, meaning it must exceed 270 miles per hour. The luxury sports car has a base price of $2.6 million. That's it for this week's World News. I'm Marshall Keeley.
From cell phone addiction
to the Republican Party, here's this week's slate.
News covers an inspirational speech by Molly Barker. Chip Life highlights cell phone addiction. Sports follows men's and women's basketball in the PSAC tournament. Opinion discusses the future of the Republican Party. And entertainment reviews Ship's Got Talent. Keep up all week on theslateonline.com. I'm Sylvia McMullen.
When we come back, see what events are happening at the Lure Center over spring break.
And Bailey has your weather. Stay with us. So there's talk of snow in the forecast, but I also know that it's also officially the start of a meteorological spring. That's a mouthful. So I think it's that time of year where we're all going to start to get a little confused.
So the warm weather, like this past week, was just a little bit of a tease, or what was?
I'm assuming so.
That's ridiculous.
Partly cloudy skies with a low of 27 degrees, and tomorrow a high of 40 with partly cloudy skies and a low of 27. In the 5-day, partly cloudy skies for your weekend. The high could be in the mid-40s and the lows around the upper 20s. Monday starts the warmer weather with a high of 56. Tuesday could reach a high of 68 and partly cloudy skies, and Wednesday could make it to 70. And that's your forecast. Have a great spring break.
Just in case you haven't had enough of me, I'm back, so let's get to it. I made my predictions last week and the big night came and went, so here's how I did. I got 2 out of my 3 predictions correct. Leonardo DiCaprio finally won for Best Actor and Brie Larson won for Best Actress. But what I didn't account for was Dark Horse Spotlight. I was certain that Revenant was going to go all the way. Alejandro Inarritu even won for Best Director. Well, I'm pretty impressed with myself, so I'll just say congratulations to all the winners, and there's always next time to the losers. Students put on their dancing shoes Tuesday evening to raise money for a clinic in Haiti. The Creole Club celebrated with its 4th annual Mardi Gras celebration in the Spiritual Center. Festive decorations and colorful foods surrounded students as they learned traditional Mardi Gras dances. The evening was capped off with a dance contest to decide who would be crowned King and Queen of Mardi Gras. Event organizers also highlighted past trips to Haiti and previewed future ones. Drum roll please. Yamato, the Drummers of Japan, only stop by the U.S. every other year, and this year they're returning to Shippensburg. The Drummers of Japan visited 3 years ago and are coming back with an interactive show. Before the show, the drummers will have a demonstration session with audience participation.
The people that come would have opportunity during the master class to come up and participate in drumming and pounding on the different drums that they have here.
The interactive session in Orrstown Bank lobby on the second floor of Lurs is at 4 on March 15th, and the show begins at 8. The award-winning classical group duo Turlano played at the Old Main Chapel yesterday. Violinist Johannes Dietrich and cellist Marie-Aline Cadeau, who make up the duo, came to Ship to play classical music from different times and cultures of the world. Duo Turlano showcase the importance and significance of classical music across the country. An Indian festival is coming to Shippensburg this weekend. Randall Hammond, Director of Camps and Conferences, is organizing the event.
And it's a gathering of American Indians and those people that are enthusiastic about that culture. They do dancing, they do drums, they have vendors with various artifacts and jewelry and a number of different things, Native American foods. It's a very interesting day for people that have an interest in that sort of culture.
The event is this Saturday starting at 10 in the Shipwreck Arena. You've seen their talents earlier in the show, now go see them live. Game On, the Improv Club, has been around since the 90s, and they're having their first big show of the semester tonight. There are several reasons why you should consider improv.
I did it mostly to increase my public speaking, and it really helps. In addition to acting, you can just go do a bunch of scenarios but it's also fun.
If you'd like to see more from Game On Improv, their show is currently happening right now in McFeely's until 9 tonight. And don't go away, here's the rest of their improv from earlier today.
When we come back in sports, men's indoor track and field won their 6th straight PSAC championship.
And also, for the first time in Shippensburg history, both men's and women's basketball teams reached the PSAC semifinals in the same season.
Piece of whale.
You're right, that is a whale. We need to hunt it.
Yeah, we do. Wait, is it even alive?
I thought it was going to
Oh yeah, it's blowing something out of that hole.
All right, well, fortunately, I always carry my harpoon because we're on the moon.
I forgot mine at home. Can I borrow one?
Yeah, don't worry, I always carry a spare.
Thanks, man. All right, it's coming towards us.
Okay, ready? All right. 1,
2, 3.
Ding on action.
8-2, Brute.
It's okay. You only die once.
Thank you.
And one of these days, I'll be sure to destroy your body. Ding, ding, ding.
And that was Ding.
Men's basketball took on the Bloomsburg Huskies Saturday for the first round of playoffs. Bernadette Koff has the highlights.
Rebounds played a key factor for Ship, totaling 25. Bloomsburg bench took advantage of their playing time, contributing 41 points. The last 2 minutes of the game saw a comeback attempt by the Huskies, and with a 3 from Christian Morlight, Bloomsburg tied the game at 8 seconds. A second left on the clock, Abe Maselli stopped the game from overtime play with a layup. Ship defeated Bloomsburg 80-78. For SUTV Sports, I'm Bernadette Koff.
Kutztown Tuesday with another buzzer beater. The team will face Mercyhurst Saturday in the PSAC semifinals. Women's basketball pulled a 2-point victory Tuesday night over Millersville at Higas Fieldhouse to advance in the PSAC semifinals, making it the first time since their 2003-2004 season. Raiders held an 8-point lead through 3 quarters and led by 10 points with 8:20 left on the clock. Millersville got within striking distance, closing the gap to 1 possession with 4:31 remaining. The Marauders got within 2 points of the lead with 23 seconds remaining, but junior Lauren Gold sank a pair of free throws with 15 seconds left to make it a 2-possession game. Millersville continued to miss a three-pointer and eventually hit a layup as the buzzer sounded to a final score of 58-56. This season marks the first time both of Shippensburg's basketball teams have reached the semifinals of the PSAC tournament. The Raiders will face off with defending champion Cal U, who's hosting the remaining tournament games at 3:30 on Saturday. Two Raider wrestlers are set to compete on the national stage. Matt Kleintest has the story.
Sophomore Evan Ramos and freshman Adam Martz advanced from the Super Regional Championships in Mercyhurst and will be competing in the NCAA Division II National Championships. The two have emerged as Shippensburg's next national competitors after a long, hard season.
Oh, it was rough in the beginning of the year, but now it's getting better.
Yeah, it's been a long one, but a good one. We've been training a lot harder. I think the team's really come together this year a lot, so that's helped a lot.
Both wrestlers learned they had locked their spots while still competing in their respective weight class tournaments for regionals.
I was pretty excited about it, just because going into the finals, you're just locked in, so you don't have to worry about winning or losing, but I still wasn't totally focused on that because I still had a match to wrestle in the finals. So.
I mean, I was excited, but I wanted to take third. Took fourth. I ended up losing for the third and fourth, but it's nice.
Ramos finished second in the 197-pound weight class, and Martz finished fourth in the 157-pound weight class at regionals. Although Ramos and Martz will be competing in the biggest stage for Division II wrestling, it hasn't changed their practice routine.
Now it's just kind of, instead of doing what everyone else is doing, they're focusing on getting our conditioning up, so it's just guys rotating in on us a lot and really getting us tired, but being able to perform under that. So.
Both say they are confident going into nationals. The NCAA Division II Wrestling National Championships is on March 11th and 12th in Sioux Falls, North Dakota. For SUTV Sports, I'm Matt Kleindens.
Last weekend, track and field won their 6th consecutive PSAC championship. Zach Salzgiver sat down with one of the MVPs, Laquan Chapman.
You just won your 6th straight PSAC championship as a team. What gives you guys that edge to continually dominate like that?
I think it has a lot to do with coaching and preparation. I mean, we come to practice every single day. We want to work hard, and we continue to set goals for ourselves as a team. You know, we can't get lazy. We can't give up, and I think that kind of just sets us apart because we're always striving for greatness and to do better.
The depth of your team is ridiculous. You had 33 all-region performers, more than any other D2 program in the nation. Are you the best D2 track team in the nation?
I mean, we haven't won a national title as a team, and we're still striving to hit that goal. I don't know if it'll happen this year, but I will say that in Division II, we could go toe-to-toe with any team.
At the PSAC championships, you won MVP of the field competition, and you're going to nationals for the 4th time for indoor track. What do all those accolades mean to you?
It's just, it's nice to think about it sometimes. I'm trying not to think about it too much because I'm still setting goals for myself, but it's nice to know that when I do set goals, you know, I've come very close to achieving most of them, if not all of them. So.
And you're a senior. You're about to finish off your collegiate career here at Shippensburg as one of the most decorated athletes at this school. What's the next step?
Right now, I'm just focused on grad school. I will continue to train because I am continuously still getting better, and I've told myself I would do that. So we're just going to focus on academics and just keep it rolling and see what happens.
Are the Olympics in the future by any chance?
We'll see. I got a lot to do before I can think about that, but we'll see.
Well, good luck at nationals, Laquan, along with the rest of your teammates. Let's go back over to Julia.
5 Shippensburg men's track athletes qualified for nationals. Drew Adagabi in the 200-meter dash, Laquan Chapman in long and triple jump, Jalen Ramsey for high jump, Grant Smith in shot put, and Kieran Sutton for the 3K. Nationals are held at Pittsburgh State University on March 11th and 12th. That's it for SUTV Sports. Let's head back over to the desk.
That's it for SUTV News. I'm Avery Quinn.
And I'm Holly Harrer. As usual, don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at SUTV News, and check out our website, SUTVnews.com.
We'll see you next time.